The Broncos bringing out their punter. Returnable from the 17. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Throwing to begin is Richardson. That's to the left side and taken in by Downs. And he's got it to the 35-yard line.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. Now Richardson. Open man, the tight end, straight down the field. How about this sequence to start the drive? Back-to-back good gains, 19 for this one.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. Now think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
On 1st down, it's Richardson. He's got a receiver. That's Michael Pittman. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
Now, on 3rd and 2, they'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
We're starting to see a lot of this on 3rd down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these 3rd down conversions. So you know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball. And in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up 4th down.
Matt Gay on now for the Colts field goal try. Spotted at the 45. This is a 55-yard attempt. Gay's kick is good. And the Colts are out to an early 3-0 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. First and 10. To throw is Nix. He's got his receiver. It's Cortland Sutton. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They send Sutton in motion. Now, a 2nd down throw for Nix. That's complete. It's McLaughlin. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4. They'll run. This is McLaughlin. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Now Nick's going to look to throw. That's taken in by Cager.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
Here's 3rd and 2. They'll send a tight end in motion. Back to throw is Nix. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. So just a lone field goal in the first quarter of play. 3-0 is our score. We'll come back to Indianapolis in a moment. On comes the punter now. He'll be looking for something a little better than that first effort, which he shanked. That is fielded at the 20. And he's going to be hit and dropped right away. That's great coverage there. Winds up with nothing on the return. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground. It's Taylor. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8.
Let's go now.
From the gun, Richardson completing this one to Downs. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
Now a 3rd and 2. Richardson operating from the pistol. And that is incomplete.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single first down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
To return, it's Mims. And it turns out to be a very nice return as he's finally escorted out of bounds. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. A run now with McLaughlin. Angling to the sideline, inside the 35. And he's going to be taken down.
The goal of every offense, Mike, is to find a way to establish a balance between the run and the pass. With some success here early on the ground, will open up things as the game unfolds for the quarterback in this passing game.
Here we go.
They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. A run here. It's McLaughlin. And this time they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss. And it's second down.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
On second down, it's Nix. A throw left side, but it's incomplete. Cortland Sutton, the intended receiver, and third down coming up.
As this offense continues to put anything together and score some points, they need to just take a step back. They need to say, okay, we've struggled here in the first half putting points on the scoreboard. Don't worry about chasing points. Let's chase first downs.
That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the linebacker, Zaire Franklin.
Every once in a while, Mike, you see a quarterback predetermine before the snap where they're going to go with the ball, and I think that was the case here. He told himself, I'm throwing the ball to him no matter what, and it ends up being a costly mistake.
On first down, they'll start with Taylor. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
What makes great linebackers stand out from the pack is their instincts and their vision. In this case, the linebacker has his keys, brings him right where the ball is going, and he's able to make a play at the point of attack and keep this to a no gain.
Try again. It's second and 10.
Trap 60, trap 60. Seven Pirates. Go.
Out of the shotgun, Richardson. Open man downfield. It's Pittman. That pass play good for 22. First down, Indianapolis.
Zone route running, Mike, is very simple. Once you come off the line of scrimmage after the ball is snapped and you know it's zone coverage, as long as it's sort of in the area the quarterback expects you to be, my rule was just run where they're not. And when he throws it, catch it.
And he's going to struggle to get back to the line, maybe a yard. Xavier Thomas is there on the tackle. Here's second and 9. To throw, it's Richardson. That one intercepted. Picked off by P.J. Locke. And the Broncos are in great shape here as they take over at their 46.
I know it doesn't seem like a ton of yards on top of that pick, but that was really well done. I mean, it's just going to make life so much easier now as the offense takes the field, trying to capitalize off of that turnover.
A first down throw for Nix. Oh, the struggles continue. Another interception. That's the linebacker, Zaire Franklin.
You know, Mike, we're seeing both these offenses come out here and play a little fast and loose in the passing game. The last two throws for each team, both resulting in an interception. Now, don't get me wrong. Neither of these secondaries is going to complain. They'll happily feast on those type of throws the rest of the game. But I get a sense on these next two drives, come out here, establish the run, Dose of ground and pound. Let's settle things down offensively and regroup for the rest of this game.
Richardson to throw here on 1st and 10. Here's a shot toward the end zone. That one broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on 1st down, couldn't connect. It'll bring up 2nd down.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Richardson to throw. Fires quickly. It is complete on the slant. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line. Two minutes remain in a 3-0 first half. We'll come back to Indianapolis after this. Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Here's Richardson. And he kept that play alive as long as he could, but the rush eventually gets to him and takes him down.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Richardson. That's going to be intercepted. Oh, and the Broncos will take over at their own 14-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You've got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
Nick snap on 1st and 10. A gain of 16, good enough for a 1st down.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. We just saw a great example of it here.
So, 1st and 10 now from the 30. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. That is brought in downfield by Sutton. Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get a chance to talk things over after picking up that 1st down. From the shotgun, here's Nix. He'll go right and find his running back. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Second down, Nix. To the outside, hauled in by Sutton. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
On first down, here's Nix to throw. That is incomplete.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
Here's Nix to throw. That's going to be caught. It's Marvin Mims. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
Nix, now to throw it here on first down. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
The sideline erupted. They thought that was an easy 6, but instead, it was nothing but disappointment. I mean, that is a gut-wrenching missed opportunity for the offense, and he has his head down just in disbelief.
They send Sutton in motion. On second down, Nix again. In trouble, and down he goes. Quiddy Pay bursting through to bring him down. So just a lone field goal accounting for the scoring in the first half. 3-0 is our score. As we'll get you down to Orlando now, that's where the coach is, Jonathan Coachman, and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in this second half. Coming up. Just one score, one lone field goal. All these two teams could muster in half number one. What awaits us here in the second half? And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Here's Richardson. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
And for a third time today, he's intercepted. Picked off by P.J. Locke.
So we saw in the first half, Mike, they were willing to take some risks. It allowed them to build this halftime lead. Now the opposing sideline, they're looking to fight back. They're looking to cut that lead down. That's what that coverage seemed. It looked like they baited that quarterback to force that errant throw and lead to that turnover. Now it's their offense coming back on the field with a chance to cut this deficit.
And that is incomplete.
could sit up here all day, Mike, and we could talk about the missed throw, but I think a lot of the credit has to go to the pass defense. Not only did they do a good job making it difficult for them to complete the pass, but I think they saved the touchdown along the way.
Now, a second down throw for Nix. He's going to look downfield once again. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. No touchdowns for either side. Maybe we'll get our first here. It's 1st and goal. Now Nick's going to look to throw. And they'll get this down to the 3, but no further. It'll be 2nd and goal. They'll throw. It's Nix. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Marvin Mims. Touchdown, Broncos. That's his 8th touchdown of the season. For quarterbacks, there are so many stats we use to measure a good season. This is one of them. 30 touchdowns. That was number 30 on the year. Will Lutz now for the PAT. It's up and through. And the Broncos move out to a 7-3 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Richardson will give it to Taylor. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Well, after not having much success in the first half, they're able to get something going on the ground here to start the 3rd quarter. I'd love to see the play caller mix in some play action, mix in some pass game. That should open up some of these holes for better situations to run the ball.
On 1st and 10, here's Richardson. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion. And then really, it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming.
Trap 60. Go.
Looking to throw. Richardson. Oh, the blitz gets there quickly, and down he goes.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
3rd and 9.
Set. 7 Pirates.
From the gun, Richardson. And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Surtain. Throwing, Nix. And And for a third time today, he's intercepted. Picked off by Nick Cross. And he's going to be out of bounds, but he has his offense set up in great field position inside the red zone.
The best way, Mike, for a defense to bait these bad throws is don't allow the quarterback to throw the ball to their first read. By the time he gets to the third or fourth read, in this case, the defender has already put himself in position, jumped that route, challenged the receiver, and that's a big-time takeaway.
Richardson to throw it here on first down. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the third sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
On second down, Richards, this defense hitting their ears back, coming to get him again.
Just can't seem to get anything going on every ensuing snap. They just continue to go backwards and backwards and backwards. They've got to find a way on first and second down to stay ahead of the chains so third down is not so daunting.
From the gun on third down, Richardson.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball. And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
After the field goal, back out is Gay to kick this one off. On the return, here's Mims. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. Here's first and 10. Back to throw is Nix. It's a screen from McLaughlin. Not able to stay in. He steps out of bounds, and that'll be a loss of a couple of yards on that one.
What they teach these backs is when you catch a check down, immediately try to get vertical. Try to put a hole in the defense coming to rally tackle. So give credit to the defense here. They strung this out and made him go sideways, and they forced him to go so far sideways, he went out of bounds.
On second down, it's Nix. That is caught, and it's Troy Franklin. First time they've looked his way all game long, but he comes through with the grab and a first down.
Let's go now.
Tight end on the move left. From the gun, here's a handoff. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. Zaire Franklin that time, there for the tackle. Second down and 8. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. Down the sideline, past the 40. A gain of 16 yards. First down, Broncos.
This is where you have to be careful, Mike. You find yourself winning in the second half. Human instinct says, all right, let's just sit on the ball and protect the lead and let the clock run out. You can't do that. Stay aggressive. Do what got you here. Continue to mix the run with the pass. Keep your foot on the gas and try to extend this lead.
And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Second down and 3. They're trying to burn some clock here as they keep it on the ground. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard. Nix from the gun on 3rd down. He finds his man, Troutman. And he's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9. Throwing is Nix. He's got it inside the 5. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Denver. Greg, they did everything they wanted to do on that drive, and now a chance to really make it an important lead.
Mike, with that touchdown there, they're an extra point conversion from extending this lead to a 2-score game. And at this point in the 4th quarter, I think they'd feel pretty good about their chances of holding on.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Richardson operating from the pistol. Oh, for the 5th time, he is intercepted. Picked off by P.J. Locke. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
Now a run on 1st down. Not much. 2nd and long coming up. Now the Colts will use the first of their timeouts. Here's a 2nd and 9. Slot man in motion left. Working out of the gun. It's Nix. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. Maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
On 3rd down, we'll try to get it on the ground. Timeout, Indianapolis. That is their 2nd. Here comes Will Lutz in a big spot. This to make it a 2-possession lead. And this one right down the middle. It's good. And that could be big. They now take a 2-score advantage. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he will not bring it out. It's a touchback, and this drive will begin at the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for first down and 10.
Let's go.
Out of shotgun, Richardson. Open man, that's Alec Pierce. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
On first down, it's Richardson. A lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right, and I think it's a big part of the reason.
And he's just throwing ducks up there. Another ball intercepted. And the Broncos will have great field position right around midfield.
Well, Mike, this is entering the wrong kind of rarefied air. I mean, as in, it's only happened a handful of times since the turn of the millennium rare. It's an entire season's worth of picks thrown in just one game. I think at this point, you junk the playbook, you light it on fire, and we're just going to start from scratch next week.
The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. Troy Franklin, the intended target, and it'll lead to a second down. From the shotgun, here's Nix. Open man, downfield, it's Franklin. And he will go all the way. Troy Franklin, touchdown Broncos. The kick by Lutz is good. And the Broncos will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. First and 10. Richardson. Now here's another ball that's intercepted. Picked off by P.J. Locke. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
So all game, we've seen him take the approach as just being a game manager. But one thing you have to do if that's the case is you have to protect the ball. You can't turn the ball over, especially if you're struggling to push the ball downfield. He got a little reckless that time, and the defense made him pay.
A tight end in motion now. They'll go with a counter on first down, and he'll get about 5. give on the ground. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
To throw is Nix. Open man, right side. He's got it. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. They'll be brought down. Short pickup. It's at the 26. Second down. Nix. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. He connects with Mims. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they're going to mark him inside the 10-yard line. That is a gain of 20. And what a chance now. First and goal coming up. Here's a run. And he will power his way into the end zone. Sean Tucker. Touchdown, Denver. And that touchdown probably, Greg, ends any small hopes of a comeback on the other side.
Yeah, and I think those chances, Mike, were small to begin with, but with that last score, I think this one is pretty much over.
The kick by Lutz is good. The Broncos tack on one more to their lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This one will be taken in the end zone. No run back forthcoming. And the ball coming out to the 30-yard line. Richardson to throw here on 1st and 10. Open man, the tight end, straight down the field. On 1st and 10, here's Richardson. That's to the left side and taken in by Downs. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. They face 2nd down and 7.
Let's go.
Here's Richardson. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump, and they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame.
That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
The offense not coming off the field, and here's fourth down.
18, Pioneer. Mustang 19.
From the gun, Richardson. Incomplete. They couldn't get the connection on fourth. They'll wind up giving the ball over on downs.
You find yourself down big. It's the fourth quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively all over him. And it'll be second down.
I think this defense is wondering where some of these missed throws were earlier in the game. I mean, for a while, it seemed like everything the offense did hit. And after that last incomplete pass, although this game's all but over, this defense will certainly take it.
Let's go now.
Now, a second down throw for Knicks. They'll look to set up the screen here. Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. The Colts have got it.
Something these running back coaches preach all the time, Mike, is you can't sacrifice the ball for additional yardage, and I think we had a case of that going here. I love the effort. I love the fight, but it can't come at the expense of the ball. Everything in football is about protecting the ball itself, and in this case, just a little bit too loose with it. They're able to pop it loose, and that's a big turnover.
After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike. You never go broke taking a profit. And give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back, allow him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. He was looking for Michael Pittman with that one, and it's going to bring up a third down. Throwing, Richardson. He's got his man. That's down. The Colts will signal for their third and final timeout as they get it with just under a minute to go in this football game. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Now Richardson. Going left side down the field, and it's complete. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the fourth quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them 5. A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's 1st and goal. Throwing is Richardson. So it is a win for the visiting Broncos. They bounced back from the loss last week, really put in a determined effort, and will come away with the victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone.
What it do? What it do? Yeah, yeah, shit. I had to play that Indianapolis Colts. We just got finished from playing. Shit. I won. It still don't put me in the playoffs or nothing. So nah, it still don't put me in the playoffs. I lost to the Kansas City Chiefs, so if I didn't win out, I ain't have no chance of being in the playoffs no way. So shit. So yeah, yeah. Shit, I can't complain. Shit, I'm over here cooking and shit right now for the fam. Shit, now I wasn't getting back on tonight. Shit, what you got going tomorrow? Man, I know it. Shit been busy. I told you shit was gonna be busy for me this week, all the way to Easter Sunday, all the way to Sunday. Convenience, baby, convenience, my nigga. I understand. And shit, hey, yeah, nigga. That's tell play tell playground kingpin. I say happy early birthday. Most deaf. So, oh, nigga, yeah, she getting it all the way out the way. Shit, man, good, good luck to it. Good luck to the setup, and good luck to the cleanup. That's I'm I love those baby days. I just hate those party days. Everybody come over there kicking with your party, eating shit. About time everybody leave, boy, you looking at that motherfucker like, man, fuck. Man, shit. Here you go. No more. Once I finish cooking, nigga, nigga got some shit for the bedroom. Nigga got to put together. Shit, I got work to do tonight. Some type of, some type of crown, some type of crown shit that gotta go on above the bed and shit. Man, who you telling? Shit, I get the rest lovely and sleep on all the way in on Monday. Shit, Chad. Oh man, that's the best of both worlds for youngin. Everything fell in his pocket. Boy, he got a good luck day, boy. I'm gonna fuck around and play the lottery shit. That's good luck. Man, I know. That's part of why I'm gonna be busy on Sunday too. So shit, it's shit. We're gonna be gone. We're gonna be gone, and then not to mention, nigga, gotta get back before a storm because it's supposed to do kind of somewhat what it did when the lights and trees and shit got knocked down. So shit, right? Another one. So you know what I'm saying? It's man. It's supposed to be nice. It's been nice for the past since Tuesday. Since good old Tuesday.